me to say, after video distorting the belt to proclaim me the real world champion, I'm going to tell you all with a tear in my eye, this is the greatest moment in my life. When you walk around this world and you tell everybody you're number one, the only way you get to stay number one is to be number one.
Woo! Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Captain Lou Extravaganza live here on the Captain Lou Sports Network, powered up by the Belly Up Sports Network of podcasts. Sit back and enjoy as we bring you the latest and greatest in the world of sports, everything from the Detroit Lions to the state of Michigan sports to around the country and around the world. So what are you waiting for? Let's get out there and let's watch the latest edition of the Captain Lou Extravaganza. And good evening, everybody. Indeed, welcome to another edition of the Captain Lou Extravaganza live here on the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube. And, of course, our network of podcasts here on Belly Up Sports. You can check us out at bellyupsports.com. You can also follow me live on Twitter at The Real Captain Lou, or follow my Facebook page, which is the Captain Lou Extravaganza. Drop me an email, sweetlou1965 at yahoo.com. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday, November the 16th, 2022? If you're a Lion fan like me, you got to be doing pretty good because we are indeed on a roll. 2 wins in a row for the Lions. I got to give them credit. I was a little worried. You know, it's one of those things where I didn't know if the Lions could win one on the road for Dan Campbell. And they snatched a victory out of the jaws of defeat last Sunday, thanks in part to the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields not being able to get it done when they needed to in crunch time. The Lions, that was a drive I didn't see coming. 24-10, they're down in the third quarter. I thought, well, you know, hey, maybe next time, maybe in New York, Detroit could do it. But you know what? They came back. They got that pick six. And what can you say about Justin Fields? He's definitely dynamic, isn't he? Wow. What are you, over 100 yards rushing again? And the Lions proved that they have trouble against running quarterbacks. Is that going to be the case this week when they take on Daniel Jones? Is he going to be the runner that Justin Fields is? I highly doubt it. But boy, oh boy, the Lions came through. Obviously, my bet didn't work. The teaser bet worked because I had the Bears plus 6.5 and over 40.5. But, you know, I had Bears pick them because that's the quarter 4 line last week was plus, I think, it was a half a point. And I went with the odds. I went with the Bears on, I figured that for sure that they would win at home against the Lions. But you know what? Hey, for us Lion fans, that's great. Maybe I should pick the Giants this week to keep the roll going. Detroit now 3-6. Obviously, they're 5 games behind the Vikings in the NFC North. And it's so funny is right away, everybody was saying, you know what? If San Francisco were to lose against the Chargers, Detroit would only be 1 game out in the loss column for a playoff spot. You got to believe, right? But hey, I'm singing the Lions the praises last week, winning one on the road that they shouldn't. Now Detroit has won 2 games in a row. Can they actually win 3 in a row against the Giants this Sunday? I don't know. We'll take a look at the odds on through quarter 4 here coming up, and their hot picks as far as who they think their hot prop bets are going to be for this weekend. And we'll give you some teaser odds, some ways you can go either way on this one as we'll go. We'll show you after our break. Again, we want to let everybody know that we are sponsored by Manscaped here. And again, thrilled as always to be a part of the Belly Up Sports podcast and networks. Check us out at bellyupsports.com. And also check out the articles that we've got on bellyupsports.com. We've got an amazing array of writers, all the sports, baseball, basketball, hockey, football, college football, you name it. Auto racing, although it's done. You know, we're going to have some good coverage coming up with the World Cup starting next week, if that's your thing. So check it out, bellyupsports.com. We've got such a fantastic group of writers, great group of guys and gals here with us on the network, and we are just going to be getting bigger and better than ever. Well, we're going to talk about the Lions and the Bears. We'll take a look at some of the other games in the NFC North tomorrow night with the Titans and the Packers. We got the Bears taking on the Falcons, and also we got the Vikings taking on the Cowboys. And I got an interesting bet that I could think might be my lock, what I'm going to do on Sunday as well. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to break down the Lions and the Giants. Nathan Wynn was supposed to join us, our beat writer for the New York Giants here on Belly Up Sports, but I got a text message about an hour and a half ago. He had an emergency come up. He's not going to be able to make it, so hopefully we can get him on talking some football sometime here in the near future. But next week, I think we're going to get Chase back on because the Lions are taking on the the Bills. And his Buffalo Bills might be in Detroit anyways this Sunday with that massive snowstorm they're going to get. So wouldn't that be interesting? Anyways, just so you know, before we go to our break, when we come back, we will indeed go to our quarter four breakout of the pro football games that we are going to touch on here. Of course, the Lions and the Giants being first and foremost. But a reminder that next week, we're going to be on Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern time because of Thanksgiving. I've got a family obligation on Wednesday, and I just might, be taking a sneak peek in person to that Lions-Bills Thanksgiving Day game. So who knows? But anyways, that's what we got going on the docket. We will break down that Lions-Bills game next Tuesday night, 7 o'clock right here on the Captain Lou Extravaganza. And in the second half of our show, we're going to run down the college football playoff poll that was out last night after that thrilling Michigan State double overtime win over Kentucky. Always great when we could beat Kentucky in basketball, the best team money can buy. At least that's what they think, that being the Kentucky and their so-called blue bloods. But after that, they announced the college football poll. No real surprises in the top 8, but we'll touch on a few of the teams and kind of give you our predictions coming up for this weekend. So make sure you stick around for that. But we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will get right in to the quarter four breakdown of the Lions and the Giants. But first, you are watching the Captain Lou Extravaganza live here on the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube, and of course, the Belly Up Sports Network of podcasts.
Welcome to Fresh Ball Fall. It's the season of pumpkin spice and making sure your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in a fall breeze and using Manscaped products to trim your balls with ease. That's right, today's show is brought to you by Manscaped, a company here to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing shedding its excess leaves. Heck, even Mother Nature knows it's time to lose the excess clutter for fall. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping when you use the promo code BELLYUPFANTASY. Whether you're brand new or already with us at Manscaped, you could use the crown jewel of care for your family jewels, the Platinum Package 4.0. This glorious package, you can align your entire hygiene routine all in one swoop. Inside the 10-part Platinum Package is everything you know and love about the Performance Package, plus some shower goodies included to elevate your grooming game to platinum. You can now completely upgrade your shower routine with the Ultra Premium Body Wash and Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Shampoo and Conditioner. You'll have your skin and hair feeling hydrated and smelling fresh. Don't forget to apply their aluminum-free Ultra Premium Deodorant. And don't worry, it's not pumpkin spice, it's a cologne-quality fragrance. Get the Platinum Package this fall. These products are guaranteed to be hits for your dangly bits. Go to manscaped.com to get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code BELLYUPFANTASY. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com when you use the promo code BELLYUPFANTASY. Manscaped, clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Captain Lou Extravaganza live here on the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube. And, of course, we are powered up by the Belly Up Sports Network of podcasts, Belly Up Media. Again, want to thank them for letting us be a part of the program. So let's get right to the quarter four share screen here as, again, these odds and everything are powered by quarter four. Great to be partnering with them again tonight on our Lions breakdown here, that portion of our show here on the Captain Lou Extravaganza. And we talked about the Lions and the Giants are going to be playing. I'm going to call it the Meadowlands, East Rutherford, New Jersey. I'm always going to call it that. What can I say? But as you see on the screen right there, you're going to see that NA means that there's no spread. It's a pick'em game by quarter four. And the over-under on it is 47. They're a little bit more generous. But it's crazy is the Lions are going into New York with a 3-6 record. The Giants are 7-2 at home. And it's pretty much a pick'em game. We talked about this last week with the Bears. Detroit goes into Chicago, and you look at it, and you can see right here, all the lines are pretty much Detroit getting 3 points, except for quarter four, if you compare it. So even with the 3 points, we talk, when you get the home team gets 3 points right out of the chute. So a lot of the sharps are making it to be a pick'em game, which to me is just absolutely amazing that it's a pick'em game. I love the enthusiasm for the Lions. I really do. I mean, I want to believe it, but my wallet says, "Are you kidding me? Take the Giants." But I can't do it. I can't take the Giants. I can't take the Lions. I would love to with my heart. Maybe if I take the Giants again this week, the Lions will win. But it's interesting, that line right there, the over-under is something that I'm kind of wavering on right now. 47 is the over-under. And, I look at the Lions, the Giants are giving up about 20 points a game, 19 points a game. But the Lions still are, if not dead last, they're right there. Points allowed, defensive scoring, right around, I think, 28 or 29 points a game, something like that. They're giving up 29.3 points. And the Giants are giving up about 19. So there you go. That's 48, 49. One of the things that I worry about, and the Giants, obviously their defense is better than Detroit's, but that 47 points is kind of crazy. The value bet on this one is crazy. I'm just going to I'll bring up a screen here for you just to kind of give you an idea. Give you your options right here. Giants in the over. I put 46.5 because that's usually where it's at. Plus 215. If you take the Lions in the over, plus 360. If you go with the home team and take the over, it's plus 215. Now, again, they do this on purpose. Boy, I tell you what, they got that line just about right. If you go with the under, just to give you an idea, there you go. If you take the Giants in the under, obviously it's a little bit of you don't get as much money at plus 185. You take the Lions in the under, same thing. So you're looking at plus 285 as opposed to plus 360. Think about that for the Lions. Is it worth taking a gamble? But if you're a Lions fan, or if you think it's going to be the Giants, you're getting 2-1 for your money. Put $100 down, you're going to get 215. So that's the tempting thing right there. The Giants, to me, almost seems like it's too good to be true to be, money line. And then I believe it's like minus 150 or 160 money line. But if you take the over, you're going to get plus 215 on that bet. The Lions, I think, are plus 130 money line or plus 140. And if you take the over with that, 360. It's almost too good of a value bet to pass up. But my goodness, the Giants and the over is 46.5. I like that. You could hedge your bets and go with the under and get plus 185. So you might make a little bit of money, but not much. I would never advocate hedging bets. I would say I'm going to stick with my bet is probably going to be the Giants and the over, just because I know the Lions' deep offense. But they're playing on the road. The other thing to keep in mind is going to be the weather. I don't know how bad it's going to be in New York. That's why you might tend to go with the under on that. Keep an eye on the weather forecast in New York. I know in Buffalo, obviously, it's a little different. They're going to get probably 4 feet of snow. That's why the Bills and the Browns might play in Detroit on Sunday. But keep an eye on the weather anyways in New York. That's why I may lean to go with the under on that one. And I might take the Giants in the under. I bet $50 you're going to get 90 back. So, that to me is probably where I'm going to lean with the under 47. The Lions, the Giants, I think, can put some points up. And my thing right now, if you go to quarter 4, let's bring up let's go with the hot props for the game against the Giants. And my hot prop right there is Saquon Barkley. Let's take a look at that. Is he going to go over 107 yards? I'll tell you, that is a tough one. I'm going to stay away from that. I think he can do it. But, the 108 yards, that's the over-under right now for Saquon Barkley, according to quarter 4. That's a lot. I think he's obviously capable of it. The other hot bet they've got is Daniel Jones, 202 yards. I would take that. I'm definitely going to take the over on that one as part of a trifecta. I don't have the odds as far as a parlay with that, but that over-under of 202 yards against this Lions defense, to me, seems pretty safe. But, it depends how big of a lead they get. But I got a feeling if it's a close game, Daniel Jones is going to get over 200 yards. And, they're saying 1 touchdown, over-under is 1. I'm going to stay away from that. But I'm going to go with over on 202 for Daniel Jones. What say you? Do you think it's possible? What do you think that that's a safe bet with Daniel Jones getting 202 yards? I kind of like it. Saquon Barkley's 107. I don't know how much I really like that one, to be honest with you. It's that's a tricky one. I'm staying away from that. But I really like that 202-yard bet for Daniel Jones. So what I'm going to tell you is, as soon as I get where I can get you the 3-team parlay or the 3 parlay or whatever for Daniel Jones and over 202, I will post it on my Twitter page, which is at Real Captain Lou, and on the Captain Lou Extravaganza Facebook page. So follow me there. I'll give you that. And who knows, maybe you can make a little bit of scratch on that as well. Some of the other ones that I want to bring up, since we're talking here with the quarter 4, I want to kind of go to maybe some of the other props on this one real quick. We can get that to come up. One of the other ones, here's one that I want to keep an eye on. Let's see if we can scramble. We might have to go to the second page on this, so bear with me. Jared Goff at 256 yards. That kind of scares me a little bit. I'm staying away from that. I think that he's going to be under that. And again, I think it's just because of the weather. But I want to bring up Khalif Raymond at 40 yards isn't bad. But, I'm just going to take a flyer on that. But one thing we're going to have to do right now is we got a little bit of technical difficulties coming up here in a minute. If I don't do this, I hate to do this, but we got to step aside. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we'll go through the rest of them. You are watching the Captain Lou Extravaganza live here on the Captain Lou Sports Network and also the Belly Up network of podcasts. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Fresh Ball Fall. It's the season of pumpkin spice and making sure your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in a fall breeze and using Manscaped products to trim your balls with ease. That's right, today's show is brought to you by Manscaped, a company here to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing shedding its excess leaves. Heck, even Mother Nature knows it's time to lose the excess clutter for fall. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping when you use the promo code BELLYUPFANTASY. Whether you're brand new or already with us at Manscaped, you could use the crown jewel of care for your family jewels, the Platinum Package 4.0. This glorious package, you can align your entire hygiene routine all in one swoop. Inside the 10-part Platinum Package is everything you know and love about the Performance Package, plus some shower goodies included to elevate your grooming game to platinum. You can now completely upgrade your shower routine with the Ultra Premium Body Wash and Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Shampoo and Conditioner. You'll have your skin and hair feeling hydrated and smelling fresh. Don't forget to apply their aluminum-free Ultra Premium Deodorant. And don't worry, it's not pumpkin spice, it's a cologne-quality fragrance. Get the Platinum Package this fall. These products are guaranteed to be hits for your dangly bits. Go to manscaped.com to get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code BellyUpFantasy. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com when you use the promo code BellyUpFantasy. Manscaped, clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Captain Lou Extravaganza live here on the Captain Lou Sports Network, and also on our on YouTube, and also you're watching us live on Twitter, also my Facebook page, Facebook Live here on the Captain Lou Extravaganza Facebook page, and also on my personal Facebook page. Sorry about that. It's one of those things with live TV, live radio, whatever you want to call it. I forgot to get the plug for my computers that we originate this from, and I saw that, and I had to hurry up and make the sprint upstairs out of my studio to get the plug into my laptop, or we would have had a serious turnover, a serious fumble, a pick six, all rolled into one. So I apologize about that. But it got me, when I saw that come on my screen, it got me sidetracked. But one of the things that I wanted to bring up here, we talked about Jared Goff. We talked about Daniel Jones. Here's my last bet. I want to take a look at the DeAndre Swift over-under. Just take a look at that, 23.5 yards rushing. Now, he's getting more involved in the offense. I'm staying away from any touchdown possibilities, but I think he's going to get 23.5 yards on that Giants defense. The go-to guy in the red zone and in the end zone, of course, is Jamal Williams. He's going to get a touchdown, I believe, against the Giants. You know, he's their main guy. But I think DeAndre Swift, I honestly think you can rely on him for at least 23.5 yards on 7 carries. I think the over is probably the bet on that one. Rushing or receiving, 20.5. That one I'm a little concerned about. I'm not sure. He's obviously their go-to guy out of there. I know that Jared Goff likes to throw the swing pass to him, especially on the strong side of the field. But 20.5 receiving yards, it probably means he's going to have to get at least 4 or 5 receptions, because a couple of them will go for no gain probably. I would tend to probably go over on that as well, but I really like the over 23.5 on that one. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one, and I may make a play on that one, maybe a sawbuck play on that one coming up Sunday morning. And again, you know, I'm not going to use weather as an excuse for this, but I really like, DeAndre Swift over on this one of 23.5 yards. So that's kind of my Detroit Lions prop bet. My best bet is a prop bet for the Lions is DeAndre Swift over 23.5 yards. Jared Goff over 260 or 256. I just, again, I don't know if I really want Jared Goff 256, but Daniel Jones at 202 to me is a pretty good play. I'm going to go over on that one. And again, I know a lot of it, you know, even in the snow, I think that he can throw for 200 yards on that Lions defense. Jeff Okudah is playing much better. He's had a whale of a game the last couple of games, but Daniel Jones is not a running quarterback. And so I think that I'm not as worried about his running game, but that Saquon Barkley, 107 yards, man, I don't know. I don't know if I could pull the trigger on over on 107. It's there for the taking. It really is, but I just don't know if I see it. So I'm going to probably stay away from that, but I'm going back to the regular lines. I want to go back to those, back to the Giants and over 46.5. I look back at, see if I can bring these screens up real quick. Get this back down here. That's the beauty of this quarter 4, by the way. I really love it. The Lions, a 45% chance of winning. I don't see it. I just think the Giants, they're going to be all over it. As far as a straight bet on a teaser, or I'm sorry, on a parlay, I'm going to go with the Giants in the over. I think it's a good value bet, plus 215. You bet $50, you're going to get 112 or 107 back on top of the 50. I like that bet. I think that's where I'm going to go. And the teaser bets, let's put those teasers up right now. And I'm only going with the over on the teasers. I love this teaser bet with the plus. You know, I know you're not going to get even money, but I love the Giants +6 and over 40.5. I know it's -120, which means that if you bet 100, or if you bet 100, you will get 80 back on that. So, or 90 back I beg your pardon. So I'm going to probably go with that as my teaser bet. Seems kind of safe. So the Lions, if you're so inclined to take the Lions in the points, you get 6 points, and over 40.5, you get +135. Maybe worth putting $10 down to get $13.50 back on top of it. Those are the 6-point teasers that I'm looking at. I know you don't get even money back, like I said, but I'm tending to lean towards the Giants +6 and over 40.5 for the 6-point teaser at home, getting 6 points. There's some crazy teaser bets that I'm going to tell you about, especially in some of the upcoming games that we're going to talk about real quick in the NFC North. But that's kind of what I'm looking at for a teaser bet. Now, again, and I want to show you one more if you want to go with the under. The over-under right now with Q4 is 47. So if you go with the under, you're looking at +185 in the Giants and the under +185. So if you bet $100, you're going to get 185 back on top of that 100. And again, split it up. If you're going to bet 50, 92, 50, whatever, go by that. The Lions in the under, 285. It's a pick'em game. And again, I'm just baffled by it. Some of the other books have the biggest line that I've seen so far, and this, of course, by Wednesday night, is the Lions getting 3 points on the road at New York. And again, the Giants are 7-2, which I'm baffled by that. The Lions are 3-6, and they're only getting 3 points at New York. So it's basically a pick'em game, according to the sharps. I'm taking the Giants. I'm sorry. I love my Lions. And, obviously I wasn't right last week. The straight up bet, the teaser bet I got with the Bears +6.5. I hit that one. I got that for even money with over 40. So I ended up pretty much breaking even on my bets. So, I lucked out. But I'm going to be all over the Giants and probably the over, just because you get a little more money back on it. And so that's where I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm probably going to take the teaser bet. You don't quite get even money, but I'm going to take the 6 points in the Giants at home over 40.5. Definitely. So there you go. That's kind of what we're looking at. We just want to remind everybody that this is a Q4 pick'em. That's what the game is. We're powered by Q4 here on the Detroit Lions breakdown portion of the Captain Lou Extravaganza here with this NFL preview show. So again, we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Hope you're enjoying this. We'll use this again for the rest of the year on our Lions picks each week, our Lion breakdown portion of the Captain Lou Extravaganza, as we hope that it helps you maybe make a little bit of coin too. That's what it's all about. You want to make a little bit of money. Just bet responsibly. Just keep that in mind as well. So, all right, as we roll on here, I want to take a quick look here at the NFC North games. This is kind of a cool feature. I'm just going to bring up all the games here, and I want to scroll down. Tomorrow night in Green Bay, the Packers coming off a big emotional win over over Dallas, are going to take on the Titans at home. And if you see right here, it's pretty much a pick'em game as well, as the Q4 line right now is -0.5 point, that being the Packers. The over-under is 43.5. Well, you want to know a crazy thing is I found something, for tomorrow night. My big bet is going to be a big teaser. I'm going to do a 12-point teaser, and I'm going to take Tennessee plus 12.5. I'm going to take over 31.5 for total points, and I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers under 299.5 yards, and that's plus 125. That's going to be my bet for tomorrow night for that game. And if you look at some of the hot props, if you want to take a peek at this game real quick, Ryan Tannehill over under 259 yards. I don't know if I would take that one. It's funny because one of the hot props is the Tennessee punter. That kind of scares me when you got a punter being one of the hot props, and right above it you've got Ryan Tannehill. They're predicting here on quarter 4 that he's going to be at 260 yards. Aaron Rodgers, by the way, 280 yards is what their prediction is for tomorrow night. I'm kind of leaning more towards 240. That's why I'm just going to go out on a limb and say minus 299 yards. What I'd like to do with these teaser bets is, I want to kind of get as sure as money possible. I know you're not going to make a ton of money doing that, but if you can make money, it's better than losing. That's why I tend to go towards the teasers. It won me quite a bit of money last year, and I'm up this year doing the teaser bets, and that's, where I make my bread and butter. So I'm going to stick with that teaser bet, which is going to be Tennessee plus 13.5 on the road. The total under 31.5, over 31.5, and Aaron Rodgers under 299 yards passing, coming off a short week, like I mentioned. And the over-under for Derrick Henry. This is one right here that I'm going to bet all day long. 71 yards. I'm going over with Derrick Henry. And so that's kind of mine. Aaron Jones at 93 yards. I don't know if he's going to get that, only because I don't know if he's going to, what they're going to do with him. Are they going to run, they're going to split the backfield. So I'm staying away from Aaron Jones, but I think I'm going to go on the over with Derrick Henry at 70.9. I don't know what you feel on that one. Love to get your feedback on it. Drop me a note at The Real Captain Lou on Twitter. Send me an email, sweetlou1965@yahoo.com as well. So that's the Packers game on Thursday night. Let's take a peek now at some of the other games that in the NFC North. Let's go back to, we've got the Chicago Bears at the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Bears are going to be playing pissed off. And here's quarter 4 again. Even money. Let's take a look at some of the other markets just to kind of get a peek. Again, right around 3 points. Quarter 4, they're going even money. I like the Bears on the road in this one. I think, they're playing for their playoff lives, if they have playoff lives. And I'm going to go with the Bears. Don't really have a whole lot on the teaser end of this one, but we could take a look at some of the hot props real quick on this one. Justin Fields, 158 yards through the air, but I also want to show you something real quick. Expected to run for over 100 yards, 30% chance. Can he do it again? I just don't know if he can do it again. Expected to throw for greater than 300 yards, 13%, and 3 touchdown passes. Is the Atlanta defense as bad as Detroit's? I don't think so. So I would stay away from that one. I would say no on that one. I would be with the 83% that say he's not going to do it. So kind of a look at that one real quick. But the one that I want to get to again with the other games the other game in the NFC North, that is going to be Dallas at Minnesota, 425 game. And right now, Minnesota is a 4.5 point underdog at home against Dallas. I am absolutely flabbergasted by this one. 4.5 points. The Vikings are a home dog. The over under 48.5. So a 36% chance. No way. I got to tell you, I'm going to take the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Vikings on this one. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to pair it up with, my teaser bet on this one, the hottest props. Let's take a quick look at that. I want to show you. There it is right there. Give me Dalvin Cook over 59 yards rushing and give me the Vikings. Plus 4.5. I'm half tempted to maybe take them money line. Who knows? I mean, it's I am just amazed, and I'm just kind of taking a quick peek here at the money line. I forgot to look at that. The Vikings are getting, the money line right now is about $1.05. So it's pretty much even money on the money line for the Vikings. They'll probably go up to plus 110. And, again, I want to take a quick look and I can't wait for the odds to come out for Dalvin Cook for his yardage, because I'm all over that over 59, definitely. Give me the points and Dalvin Cook. I'll take that parlay all day long. That's a 425 game. Kirk Cousins over under on passing yards 251. That's about right. I'm going to stay away from that one, I think. But I love that Dalvin Cook number. And Justin Jefferson, I'm going to stay away from that. Obviously, he's an elite receiver. I'm not sold on Dallas's defense whatsoever. But I just don't know what makes me think that they're going to go, especially after the way they lost against the Packers last Sunday. I don't know, how their psyche is going to be. But Minnesota's playing at home. They're getting 4.5. I'm going with the home team on that. So kind of our look right now at we want to thank the folks at Quarter 4 for, partnering with us here on the Captain Lou Extravaganza, being part of our Quarter 4 breakdown of the Detroit Lions. We already talked about that. My heart says pick the Lions minus, a pick 'em, but my head is going with the Giants, and I'm going to take the Giants in the over plus 40, 46.5 or plus 215. That's going to be my parlay. And as far as my teaser bet goes, I'm going to go with the Giants plus 6 and the over 40.5. So real quick, one of the last things we want to talk about here tonight is the college football playoff. And the rankings came out yesterday after that exciting Michigan State, Kentucky double overtime affair in Indianapolis. What a game that was, wasn't it? And Michigan State came out on top. So the rankings didn't come out till it was like 10 o'clock. It's about my bedtime. But I was able to watch it long enough to see, as you can see, scroll on the bottom of the screen. No surprise really at all in the top 8. Pretty much chalk, especially after what happened last weekend. Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, TCU 4, Tennessee at 5, and LSU at 6, USC at 7, Alabama at 8. So, I'm not surprised by those rankings. The games coming up this weekend, obviously the ones that I'm going to keep an eye on besides the Michigan game is going to be TCU at Baylor. Now, can TCU run the table? That's the question that everybody's been asking. Can they run the table? They passed one test last week. Their defense came to play against Quentin Ewers in Texas. I got to tell you, not real impressed with Texas. You know me, you've watched me over the years. What really bothers me is how the coaches get all this run on national media without proving themselves. And again, I ask, what has Steve Sarkisian done as a head coach? He did nothing at USC. Yeah, he's a great assistant. He's this mastermind, and he gets all this free love. He hasn't proven anything to me at Texas. And I got to tell you, very disappointed in that performance against TCU. I'm going to take nothing away from them. But I got to tell you, if I'm quitting yours, and Arch Manning is coming, you don't be surprised if we see his name pop up in the transfer portal again. But I will give TCU their props against Texas. I didn't think Texas played that great. Only 10 points with the supposed high-powered offense. But can TCU run the table? Then they're going to have a rematch, probably against Kansas State in the championship game. Hey, they went out. They deserve it. I don't care what happens in the Michigan-Ohio State game. I think they deserve it. Then that leads up to my next question. Will USC make the Pac-12 relevant? It's funny, as I watched last week, everybody thought Oregon was going to probably crash the party. They were starting to give them their props, that opening game against Georgia, which I give them credit for playing Georgia pretty much in a true away game in Atlanta. Yeah, they got boat rocked, but after that, they made an impressive run. But they ran into a quarterback that I don't think is getting enough love. And this is going to be my sleeper quarterback pick if he goes out in the draft next year, which I think he will, Michael Penix. he's lit up a lot of teams in the Big Ten, and now he's showing it out in the Pac-12 a little bit. And he came to play against Oregon in that heated rivalry game. I loved how Michael Penix played against Oregon. So Oregon is done. I mean, they could crash the party in the Pac-12. I still think if they make it, they can beat USC in the championship game. UCLA, they got beat by Arizona. Now they have USC next. Now, do they relish the role of playing spoiler, or are they going to fold up the tents? That's what I'm going to wonder about UCLA. Then USC has got Notre Dame, who's coming on. And then they got to play in the Pac-12 championship game after that, which could be Utah, or it could be, who knows, UCLA again, or probably, maybe Oregon. I don't know. I'm still not 100% sold on USC. I think their ranking is a little inflated, but they are a one-loss team. I could put them maybe with Clemson. But, Alabama, to me, proved their muster against Ole Miss. And, they're not going to make they're not going to make the playoff. Alabama's not. But, again, keep in mind, they're a 2-point conversion play away from beating LSU, and they're a last-second field goal away from beating Tennessee or taking that to overtime. They're that close. I think they're worthy of a top 10 ranking. I think they're better than Clemson. Clemson, to me, playing in that sham of an ACC, no way do they deserve to get in the top 4. Now, Michigan's got Illinois this week at home. They should be able to get by them. Ohio State's got Maryland at Maryland. And then, of course, the two collide a week from Saturday in Columbus. My heart says Michigan. My head, not so sure. I think it's going to be a good game. But unfortunately, I think the loser of that game is out. Even if it's a thrilling game like 2006, when both teams were number 1 and number 2. And Urban Meyer cried his way into that championship game. Him and Team Tebow. We'll never forgive him for that, amongst other things. But again, I digress. But I think that Georgia, the win or lose that championship game they're in. Now, if you're a Michigan fan and Ohio State fan, obviously you're going to cheer for Georgia to beat Tennessee or to beat LSU. You're going to try to, cheer maybe for Tennessee to stumble somehow, which I don't think they're going to do. So I think, and if you're a Michigan and Ohio State fan, obviously you're going to cheer for TCU to lose. I hate to see teams lose for the loser of the Big Ten championship or whatever, the Michigan-Ohio State game, to backdoor in. But I have a feeling, unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. And I think it's going to come down to, again, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State winner, TCU if they run the table, and doggone it, probably, well, Tennessee will get in. And if TCU stumbles, then you could see maybe if USC runs the table from here on out, they would get in. But boy, it's gonna make for some chaos coming up in 2.5 weeks, 3.5 weeks, whatever it is, first weekend in December. But it's going to be a fun weekend and watching championship games and conference action, except maybe the Big Ten championship game, because you're going to see an undefeated team playing a 4-loss team, which could possibly happen in the Big Ten. So anyways, well, hey, wow, that was quick. That was fun. And we're just about done here. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our breakdown, our quarter 4 breakdown of the Detroit Lions game coming up this weekend against the Giants. Again, it's a pick'em game. Quarter 4 has it right, pick'em. And so I'm taking the Giants in the over for my plus 215 teaser play. Or my parlay, I should say. My teaser, Giants plus 6 and over 40.5 at minus 120. So kind of keep that in mind. I will have those posted on my Twitter page this weekend and also on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at The Real Captain Lou. It's right there on the bottom of the page. Or follow our Facebook page, The Captain Lou Extravaganza, or drop me an email at sweetlou1965@yahoo.com. Well, that's going to do it again. Make sure you join us next Tuesday. It'll be posted on my Facebook page, on my Twitter page, and that's going to be 7 o'clock because of Thanksgiving week. We'll see if we can get a special guest or two on to talk about Buffalo and Detroit. Should be a lot of fun. We'll see what happens. Will Detroit be coming into that Thanksgiving game with a 3-game win streak? My heart says, heck yeah. They win that game, and then they can somehow beat the Bills. Watch out. You got to believe. So anyways, that's going to do it tonight. Join us next Tuesday, 7 o'clock here on the Captain Lou Extravaganza on the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube. And of course, we're always powered up by the Belly Up network of podcasts. And again, check out our website, bellyupsports.com. They have got a complete list of all of our podcasts. Sorry, just had a brain cramp there for a minute. All of our podcasts, and also check out our articles. We've got a great group of writers here on the network. All the sports, we cover them all. All right, that's going to do it. Captain Lou saying so long. Keep your heads up. Keep your sticks down. Keep your feet moving. And as always, keep your minds open. Until next Tuesday, Captain Lou saying so long. Good night and enjoy the games this weekend.